All right, today is a great day. Oh, let me say why real quick, because we finally did it. We finally, after all the talk, right, about like we're gonna start this and that. Finally pulled the trigger, and the model is out too. So I have her running, but oh shoot, my encoder. She's not ready for this one. Apparently, with streaming, I have to figure out the thing because I'm lagging right now. No, I can't launch it today. But can I? I probably can. I probably could. I could probably launch it. Probably. Let me see what's in some gates. Oh yeah, we are definitely taxing the machine right now. I'll have to see how it performs. If not, I'll have to end her. And the surprise. Let's go over here. Let's go to Avalon Lafayette. Let me look at my task manager too to see the performance. The task manager's probably screaming like, "You shouldn't do this, man." Oh, task manager is fine. I don't know. Just strange how it looks fine. I guess it's just one of those things right there. Alright, let's continue. Castle of the Inn. We're going to Orkney. Alright, so let's get started. About time we made it, so this is the northernmost point in Britain, huh? If this were proper human history's Britain, we'd be around Edinburgh, I'd say. But it looks like this is about as far north as the Virgin of Britain goes. I heard it was cold here, but I still wasn't expecting it to be this cold. Never gets anywhere near this chilly in the south. It's not as bad as Russia, but it's still freezing. Just look at all the snow. Those are the tears of the Rain Clan. They're all that remain of the Rain Clan after it was wiped out in the Fate Era 4000. They're a song of grief and admonition to the other clans, and an apology meant for the Fairy of Paradise. Who's the Fairy of Paradise? Exactly what it sounds like. A fairy who came from paradise. Don't worry, it'll all make sense soon. Wonder if it was Lady Avalon. An apology meant for the Fairy of Paradise. Come to think of it, why did the Rain Clan die out? Was it Moors? Northern Fairies? Nope. The Earth, Fang Clan, and Wind Clans all joined forces to wipe them out in one night. Oh, they were just like too OP. An alliance between 4 clans. That would definitely be enough to wipe out a single clan. But I thought the clans all hated each other until Morgan united all of Britain. So how and why would that many desperate clans form an alliance like that? Good question. It's hard to imagine that happening unless they all hated the Rain Clan more. A strong common enemy and all that. Were the other clans just that afraid of the Rain Clan? Were they just powerful? Not at all. The Rain Clan was a quiet, peaceful clan, just like the Mirror Clan. The whole reason they took up residence here in the north was out of desire not to fight the clans in the south. Then why? Because they helped the Fairy of Paradise. They took pity on her when she was washed up here from paradise and raised her as the princess, like she was one of their own. Get him? Don't get me. Yo. Yo, Delonte, check this out. Check this out. Look what we got here. Look, it's time. All right, so we got. Oh, there you go. No, not me, buddy. That's not me. That's an actual AI thing. Now, hold on, we're not done yet. We're not done. There's more. But wait, there's more. Hold up. You go here, and then she wakes up.
I is listening.
I don't know if you heard that, but you can like chat with her too. Yeah, but my rig I don't think can handle it at the same time streaming, so I have to optimize a couple things. I definitely I need to work it out. Like, let me see. Thank you. So like, Emmy, you're making my stream buffer.
Oh? You expect me to show you something. My servant. I suppose for someone who clearly needs constant direction. A demonstration won't hurt.
See, so like she's like a tsundere, right? So I got her tsundere. No distraction. But I need to work on the overlay. I'm gonna work on the overlay next. Make sure that I'm gonna have, because right now it's scuffed. I just wanted to show off the prototype. Right now it took 1 week to make all this. And she kind of processes things too, so I don't know. There's a couple variables I have to figure out. All right, but that's all I wanted to show for now. Let me just continue. So I'll let you know that there is something in the works. All right. Let me end her process so I can reclaim back the stream speed. Do this. That's stopped. How about this one? That's stopped too. That one's fine. All right, and then we're gonna. You want one? With the Mac Minis coming out, you might be able to get one, because now they're making the GPU stuff more affordable now. Next week we'll have a less scuffed one, so we'll have a better overlay. You can actually see what she's saying right there. Now I have to figure out the bitrate. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be fun. The other clan, well, they didn't like that at all. They were all, no way we're letting her go on her own pilgrimage. All those traitors need to die for this. Traitors. Sorry, no more chit chat for now. We got someone here to welcome us to Orkney. Oh wow, what a beautiful wolf. And its fur looks so warm. Yeah, there's almost something godly about it. Wait, it actually has a real divinity? But there's no gods in Britain. Does that mean there's a divine spirit somewhere nearby? It's heading off that way. Do you think it wants us to follow it? Yep, there's a little boat up ahead I used myself a long time ago. We can take it up to Orkney. Don't worry, it's only a 30-minute ride, and once we get there, my adventure will be over. Oh wow, we're cutting ties like that? Alright. Type out the queue just for reference. Alright, so we gotta go here. Alright. Wow, we found you even though you logged in 3 hours ago. That's really good luck. Alright, let me see what else we have here. We're gonna bring the bunny ruler just for fun. Yeah. Lucky day. Exchanges too. We could turn on the teapots for this one. It looks like the white wolf's headed towards the campfire. Yeah, and there's another wolf already there along with... Hey there you are, Frecky. Want some of this fish Moonin caught? Oh, it's is that Wicker Man? Wicker Man. That's a servant paragon. This means there's been another proper human history servant besides Oberon here. Oh wait, I recognize that robe. Hey Paragon, by the time you got here, I was beginning to think you'd never show up. Cucullin. Cucullin. Whoa there, am I not calling me that? It already drags the spirit origin output down. Around here, I've gone by Grimir for a long time now. Don't forget it. Grimir, come to think of it, I do remember there being an old fairy by the name in Europe, but... Wasn't that another name for the Norse Allfather? What? You didn't tell me about Habertrot? You didn't tell me... Oh, wait. You didn't tell me about... Wait, what? You didn't tell him about me, Habertrot? Not even after I bailed you out in Sheffield? Yikes, there was so much happening back then I didn't realize at the time. But you've really gotten old, Grimir. What are you talking about? I'm as young as ever was. I don't know what my predecessor was like, but I'm the second generation. Sorry to disappoint. Man, I had no idea time could be so brutal. Asks drop dead in a shock if she saw you now. You're Grimir the Sage, Cucullin. How's that work? Sure, I'll be glad to fill you in. Not like this is our first time meeting, is it? But first, I gotta see if the child of prophecy there is the real deal or not. Dang, this guy means business. Is it alright if we fight back, Paragon? I think so. Got it. Seems like this man's much less nice than your usual acquaintances, Paragon. I don't know why, but something about this guy really rubs me the wrong way. Come on, let's get him.
Recreation だね。わかるとも。よしよし、いい子だ。
My game crashed? No! Lovely. Alright, let's try again. Yeah, in the middle of bringing out the dog, too. She would, like, pet the dog. And she's like, alright, I'm gonna crash for you right now. Alright, let's bring it back to life. Temporarily switching scenes here. Also, let me make sure there's nothing else running, because sometimes if there's other stuff running, it slows things down. I'll go here, and then exit this out. And temporarily switch scenes. Actually, I could probably capture that, recapture that. Here we go. Here. Let's do a quick shift and back. All right. Go. All right. Hopefully. All right. Good. That captures it. All right. Let's continue. I should probably check my processes because I probably need to still end some processes that she was eating up. Let's make sure Python is. Yeah, there's a Python process. Let me kill that. Whoop. Alright, we should reclaim a lot of memory now. Resume.
よしよし、いい子だ。いい風だと思う？展開、そのように、そうですね。輝きは空に、陸に、海に。いいえ、輝きは人に。カードの真髄お見せします。
さてここからだ。
よしよし、いい子だ。
I need to reread this card. It says apply a state where command cards become unselectable for a single ally. No effect with only one servant on field. Let's reach the command cards. Increase strength and increase in period. Okay. Let's make Lady Avalon's card unselectable.
よしよし、いい子だ。君も一緒に休むかい？
試練の時だ。命をかけろ。
I have to see if that's one use or one turn. 3 left. Oh, he has a whole fleet of it. Okay.
いい機会よろしい。いい機会だ。そこまで。よくね。さてここからだ。
I probably have to kill the dogs first. Let's kill the dogs first.
見せてあげるよ。
人の世に在庫いい機会だ。
遠い楽園、開かれた希望、香るひとひらを送りましょう。兆しを抱いて歩みなさい、映像バーバロン。
苦痛、苦悩、死を食う蛇、生きる糧、くれる薪に集いたまえ。ザジガーニエ、アンリマイはっ、つかむ。アンサス。
いいことだと思うよ。
よろしい、いい機会だ。
そうですね。
そうか
光よ、
人の業を最悪と共に灰になる。ウィッカーアンサス。
It's a tough call here. 2 of those left. Oh, what he's gonna do? I could stun him. I stun him and then mess him up next turn.
祝祭をこれはよろしい。悔い改めよ、打ち砕かれよ。悪しき者、欺く者を私が招く。パミールイ、ナース・ゴースパチ。
So this is that Lost Belt. So far, out of all the Lost Belt, nothing, I don't think anything could ever top how difficult Tiamat was. Like, now the horror stories are true. When people say that's Tiamat, well, that's Tiamat. Alright, let me combo this person down.
よしよし、いい子だ。バニーの力をお見せしよう。よしよし、いい子だ。
Unlucky.
展開、準備。そうですね。いいとも。輝きは空に、陸に、海に。いいえ、輝きは人にこそ。ブライト・エパールメン。せっ息がいいからくるよ。程度。
焼き尽くせ、木々の鉄。炎の
戦いだ。敗れる時もある。
Lucky that was,
先に地獄でマスターの無事を。
oh, never mind, it was an AoE.
よしよし、いい子だ。
Wow, Avalon built like that. She's like, this is nothing.
動いていこうか。光よ、もんじゃー。はい、ダコール。光よ、螺旋となるぜ。全力で参ります。ブルークリーン。ドラッカー。
And we continue.
君も一緒に休めて。
I could keep her alive technically, but it is fine. I'd rather do her combo.
展開準備。
はい、お任せください。
輝きは空に、陸に、海に。いいえ、輝きは人にこそ。
I have to see which section I'm on. I think I'm in section 21. I have to check. Excuse me. So the child of prophecy likes to gang up on heroic spirits she's never met before, huh? Alright, I see how it is. Having to say it to a kid who can't even be civil. Go on, get out of here. But you were the one who said to bring it on. Isn't that right, Paragon? Hell, you were the one who said we should fight him. Your mirror didn't say anything like that. Nope, I sure didn't. I just made a fire because it's so cold out here. What are you, a dang child? Sulking like a little brat just because you lost? Yep, that's Grimir alright. He might be all grown up now, but he's still as mean as ever. Alright, Grimir, tell us what's going on here. How long have you been back in Britain? How long have you been back? That sounds like... I mean, Grimir, this wouldn't happen to be your second time being summoned here, would it? If so, would the first time be long ago, back in the Fair Era? And the second time be, well, now? Oh, well, you got a clever one here, Guess you had to be, since you already saved humanity once. Anyway, I think that's enough joking for now. Now that I've crossed the staves with you, I can tell for sure that you're the child of prophecy, the fairy of paradise. Allow me to introduce myself again. The fairy of paradise. I'm Grimir the Sage. My true name is Cucullin. I'm a heroic spirit from proper human history. 6,000 years ago, I was summoned here as the divine spirit of Odin. This time around, I've been standing guard here day and night for the last year on Odin's behalf. Section. Oh, I'm plenty. I'm 10 sections away. I'm big chillin'. All right, let's go right here. Continue. A divine spirit. So, is this one of those god beings you told me about, Paragon? But he's so affable. He's not the least bit majestic. That's about the reaction I was going for. You're a lot more amiable than I expected. You're right, I'm not at all majestic. I might be here as Odin's proxy. I'm still just another heroic spirit like that old man over there. So how about you just call me Grimir, you know, like a friendly older brother sort. Ha, older brother. If you're here as divine spirit's proxy, then you're just as much as an old man on the inside as I am. No way, I'm young in mind and in body. Know why? Because I bit it before I got old. I wonder why those two get along so poorly. I think it's because they're actually a lot alike. But never mind that. I've got some explaining to do first, don't I? Unfortunately, my role here more than a little complicated. So I think I'll start by clearing that stuff up. Listen up, Paragon. You too, child of prophecy. First up, my relation to Chaldea. I'm the same heroic spirit you formed a contract with, and Fuyuki. Dang, from the OG one? Yeah, I did get reset when I went back to the Throne of Heroes. But I retain my records of you, Olga Murray, and King Arthur, who's still holding her ground here. I see, you're talking about Singularity F, or Singularity X, as the Chaldeans defined it, the one that took place in the Fuyuki in 2004. I've seen the data on that incident too. And I'm pretty sure any servant that has been dismissed would never bring any records back with them. You can thank my divine spirit for stepping in on that. Hell, in my case, you can even call it the counterforce. The God who gave me this authority explicitly said he wanted me to watch out for you guys from Chaldea. He also is the God of magecraft and wisdom. See, and apparently he looked into the future and saw we needed to do something here before things got real bad. By here, he meant Fuyuki in Britain, and by do something, he meant... Well, it seems to come down to, in a word, recovery. See, this god's had his eye on this Lostbelt for a hell of a long time. A multi-dimensional eye, specifically. He first summoned me here 6,000 years ago to aid the fairies of paradise. That was the first Grimir the Sage. He was a pseudo-servant possessing a local fairy body. I remember, he was about 14 years old, and he had a sword instead of a staff. Did he now? Well, ain't that something? What kind of kid was he? He was a real brat, always getting into trouble. I leaned on him a lot though. So you and I used to be battle buddies. That's good to hear. Yep, after we parted ways with Ask, the two of us talked a lot. He made that magic powder for me and came up with a plan. Then disappeared during the Great Calamity, right? Yep, the previous Grimir disappeared either because Ask revoked his contract or because she killed the Tree of Emptiness. But before he disappeared, Odin left some insurance in the form of a countermeasure to be implemented if this Lostbelt swapped places with reality. He knew that once humanity's everybody dies ending, the incineration of humanity had been resolved. There'd be no avoiding the bad ending, the reconstruction of humanity. All the necessary conditions were in place. So he figured the least he could do was handle the issue here to take some of the load off Chaldea. And I'm the pseudo-servant he chose to help resolve that. In the first phase, he conferred his authority upon me, making me a caster. Then I showed up at Point X, Fuyuki, and formed a bond with Chaldea. After that, he sent me here to Britain, where humanity would be in real dire straits if someone didn't help. Even though I had no idea about Grimir the Sage before I got here. The only thing I inherited was my duty as a divine spirit of proper human history. I didn't know the first thing about this place. I was in the same boat as Paragon in that regard. So after I was summoned here, I spent a year investigating what happened in the Earth of the High Queen. I learned about the calamities, the clans, Morgan, the Tamlin, the transition from the Fey era to the era of the High Queen. And once I saw that, and the bell tower here, I put most of the pieces together. I knew then that my job was to wait for you guys here. To ensure that the pilgrimage succeeded and to get to the Fairy of Paradise back to Paradise. So, what does that mean exactly? Don't overthink it, it's just like Fuyuki. From here on, I'm gonna accompany you on your journey. I'll act as one of your servants and all that. That's nice. In exchange, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to fulfill Einzel's prophecy. The promise I couldn't keep. I guess kidding me was too soft to get the job done, but that's the job Grimir the Sage here to do. It's an awfully roundabout way of summoning a servant to help, but I'm glad you're on board. Agrimir the Sage. First off, we'd love to hear what you know about the Fey era and the era of the High Queen, but before that, you don't gotta tell me. You're here looking for the shield girl, right? You're more worried about your trusted partner's safety than about fixing humanity. I know it's not very sagely, but personally, I couldn't agree more with that stance. Besides, I'm sure she knows way more about the Fey era than I do, so you may as well hear it from her instead. Are you sure about this? Hey, our goals are basically the same. All you gotta do is help me with mine. So you know where MASH is, then does that mean... Yep, she's by the Belga pilgrimage. See that broken down castle over there? The bell tower's right at the top. We're about to unlock MASH. Well, that makes it simple. Come on, Paragon, let's go get her. Unfortunately, it's not that simple. We got some real nasty things to get past between here and there. They look like the kind of ghosts you see wandering around in foggy woods, but they're all way tougher than you think. We still gotta get past them, of course, but don't go thinking they're weak just because they're ghosts. In fact, if things go wrong, you might find these creatures much harder to fight than any other enemy you've faced so far. They're just trash mobs. How bad can they be? I'm just gonna Muramasa him up. Let me see. Let's go to the next one. Alright, it's Berserker. Alright, and we have... Do you have advantage? No. You have disadvantage, goodness. Go here. I'm pretty sure you have advantage. Yeah, okay, cool. Avenger. We haven't used Ishtar in a while. Let's go ahead and use her. And you know what? We haven't Koenskaya abused yet in a while either. Let's use her too. Bring Akko for fun. And bring Lady Avalon for fun too. Use Domburia Lancer? Okay, on next rotation. On next rotation. Let's do... These are just ghosts. Spooky ghosts. We're about to cleave this, no problem. Let's even get Buster. Wow, this person's really good. Marie Antoinette. Really good unit. Alright, let's do this.
女神の姿がお好みなのね。 あなたが望むなら分かっています。上出来諦めて
And then we bring back the music.
私にも止められないから。原始の眠りから目覚めなさい。エグシュガースレイト。賛美に過酷に残酷に。
Those things remind me of the Olympus Nights.
たっぷり後悔なさい。よろしくてよ。分かっています。すべての民に災いを。明日の敗者に災いを。ビビクテス。みんな許さない。当然の結果です。取り立て騒ぐほどのことではありません。
And more fights along to the graveyard. This one we have. We need archers and lancers. Alright. Who's this? Let's grab that guy. Of course, we're bringing Badamonte. And we'll bring our Scotty ruler. These ghosts, they were the Olympus ghosts. Don't be hasty. The bell tower's not going anywhere. We need to take it nice and slow through this fog if we're going to stick together. Hey Grimir, we covered enough ground by now that we ought to be at the bell tower. Hell, we just went up a big staircase a little while ago. So why are these things... What can I say? This stuff happens. Druids aren't usually the ones to commune with the dead. But what the hell? They're asking you if you're qualified. Looks like they really don't want you go on ahead. What do you say, Paragon? Want to wait here until the fog clears up? No, I don't want to see that. I don't see that happening. You heard the man, gents. We appreciate your warning, but you needn't have him bothered. What are you guys still doing here anyway? Souls are supposed to reincarnate. Here, how about we help speed that along? Now we got music. Oh, please don't put. Was that Gawain? Hold up. Yo, they really did bring the ghost. They really out here spooking people. They're like, oh, I'm ready for him now. No, I'm ready for him. I'm getting that run back real quick. All right, let's do it like I'm stronger now. Alright, here we go. Let's do this. Let's just swap him out. Wait, let me think about this. Yeah, I can swap him out. We're gonna turbocharge Bradamante for this one. All right. Oh, resist. Oh, okay.
サポートしてえい止めて
そこをどけ武田とし
あったまってきたもんじゃーはい告げる青を示す名においてノット戦意ファイトタイムレスワー光よ螺旋となるか全力で参りますブルークリエイ
Let's do this.
まサポートお願いね
Actually, I want to kill this guy. This guy with AoE is crazy.
まだ展開はい青神さんスキャリ
いざ
今この辺かなサポートまだ展開はい青神さんそういうところよ
いざ円卓の名において炎よ
Let's hit them with the stunners.
もんじゃ我が愛しき命たち我が麗しきあまたの水よさあ今こそゲートオブエーギル光よ螺旋となるか全力で参りますブルークリエイ
Now this bullet is gonna hurt. Let's stun this guy.
私がお任せくださいディスターション思ってるの
I thought I was gonna kill their boa. Wow, Scotty survived that?
いざ
Never mind. Alright, the time has come. Let's see what we can do. Oh, we have Avalon, so we're good. He's like, alright. He's like, turned off the theme music. Right, he was like Aizen, right? You know, when Ichigo was fighting him?
動いていこうか。
Strong enough to turn off theme music. Alright, here we go.
いい風だと思うよ。
Alright, let's do this right here.
君も一緒に休めて。そうかい？
了解。
遊覧飛行って言うんじゃない？おてんばりしてる。
そう
一方その程度
号泣全力使用可能。提案了解。ムーンシャフトチェック。バスターアローシステム 96% 充填。ファイルドライブフットロック設定。
引くがいい。と
So that was his all right there, because he's not charging anymore.
承諾了解。周囲に敵影なし。引き続き警戒を続ける。
So they're gonna revisit Lost Belts. Gotta think about what else spooky thing they might bring up. If they bring up Tiamat, oh my goodness, that'd be like too soon. They fight through this ghost. We made it to the top. There's the bell tower, just like Grimir said, and over there, crystallized. Is she sealed in ice? Booing. That's right, she's been in the coffin for the past 2,400 years, since Fate Era 400. 2,400 years? Why? She got sent to the past. Your guess is as good as mine. You'll have to ask her about that yourself. But according to the notes, the first Grimmer left. The coffin spell break should be lifted once her master touches it. You made it. You two are finally reunited. However... it looks like there's still one last obstacle left to overcome. We won't be able to get near the coffin or the bell unless we do something about those things. What if it's Solomon, the ghost of Solomon? Give him hell, Alteria. You're the only one who can beat them. Are you okay with this, Habitat? Even though they're calling your name. I'm fine. You're just hearing things. Go on, Alteria. Get them. The Terran's beloved by a group of gentle, peaceful fairies. This Orkney's holiest place. This Terran's, okay. The ancient era these spirits belong to is long over. It's time they left. Alright, so you say get the Lancer, I'm gonna get the Lancer. Here we go. Wait, Lancer disadvantage. I don't think I should get the Lancer. Let's see what else you have here. I need to get, let me see, which one was it? I get Archer, Rider, or Berserker. We go the sustain route. Let's go the sustain route. I need one rider though. We'll bring her. Actually, Castoria Da Vinci is a really good combo. Bring her, and then that should be good right there. Let's see. Let me see. We can bring her for fun. Bring the Tamlin. You know, we could put the Tamlin on them. Bring one more Tamlin. We bring my Bargus. Does Bargus have an advantage here at all? Oh. For fun, I don't think this is going to be a hard fight, but for fun, we could just put the Tamlin as openers. And then the real units are the second one. Okay.
戦場の指揮は私の領分です。あなたは安全なところまで下がってください。
It's nice music. Is there sunlight here? Nope, no sunlight. Okay. Oh, this is the loaded effect. Hold on. Increase attack 3 turns and defense 3 turns and extend 3 turns for removable states recover HP each turn. Increase HP each turn for all allies. Plus extend 3 turns for remove status. Okay. And this is just removes buffs. Wow, she's really good. Removes buffs and decrease debuffs. Apply state where charge decreases each time. Wow, okay. And this is incoming damage, got 3 turns while I plus state increasing. Wow, this team has a lot of MP refund. Okay, so let's do this.
Impossible なミッションなら僕の出番だね。簡単。
造作もない。
So the MP buy go crazy in
蒸
one
気
turn.
カタバルト良好。ブラストリフレクター展開完了。
フルアーマーよし
発艦する。射程入った。オープンコンバット。しぶきを上げろ。フライトアレンジよ。ハイアングルエアダイバー。
We have triple of her, so we're gonna use her. Let's bring her
ぐさ
down.
っと行こっか。血祭り最高。
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna absorb their MP, actually. Give me that.
効率的な
Alright, here we go.
溜まっちゃったなら出さないとね。血祭り最高。一緒に来て。もう呪いとか飽きちゃった。ザコ相手に憎いの嫌いになるから。解放してあげて。アイスカープフェイルボート。見かけるハンマー。泳いできたわ。不人気だけど天秤ね。
そうか、わかった。
But we have a lot of damage down, so let's see how much it does. Oh, it's Prototype King Arthur. Okay.
信じらんない戦いですか。
It's time to hit that attack up now.
この姿では気は進まないけれど。
Actually, I want to kill her. She's about to do
防
something.
具もちろんできますが。命令でして。
And then we do this one.
いいよ。
謝罪しますわ。ネズミ相手とは手加減をしていたことで潰れなさい。なんだけど
よくぞじゃないか。今のうちに準備だ。少しだけ近づきすぎたわね。
One down.
トリスタンを見習わなくっちゃ。
戦いですか。
All right, now it's my turn to do the moves.
やだな。今のうちに準備だ。
ドラゴンパックに乾燥する。
いいよ。簡単。シューター注意事項ある？波が高いよ。気をつけて。
ならギリギリまで攻める。
釣り上げる。アロンライト。なんか今いなかった。そこ。
くらえ。
行けいか。走行剥離。心臓をもらった。
本気で行こう。
やだな。運命ですから。簡単。楽しいかも。あれはいつか見た終わりの星。どれほど遠く汚れても私は星を探すのです。さあ幕を開けてアラウンドカリバーン。ハイアングルエアだ。こっちも違うね。信じらんない。
私ともあろうものがマスターに恥をかかせてしまうとは。
やるね。
He's getting infinite buffs, that's for sure.
手入れは大事ですよ。手入れは大事ですよ。 ドラゴンパックに換装する。
カツンカツン。楽しいかも。
シューター、注意事項ある？
波が高いよ、気をつけて。
ならギリギリまで攻める。
釣り上げろ、アロンサイク。なんか今いなかった。
アフロディーテ・ユニット起動。女神の願いを受け取ることにシース自動。終わりはシースアウト。
戦いですか。どう？見とれちゃった？スポーティーだったでしょ。
That was an enjoyable fight. I say that was like perfect. It wasn't too hard or too easy. Wasn't that Ask and Prototype Arthur? You did good, Alteria. I think you've got both come to terms with things now. Once you ring the bell, Orkney's role will be over. First things first. Go ahead and touch the coffin, Paragon. Once you do, she'll be back to normal, lickety-split. Approach slowly. You don't know if there's more tests. Why? This was supposed to be the greatest day in Britain's history. Everything was supposed to change for the better. But they killed Uther. They slaughtered my entire round table. Like they were just trash. Oh, that explains why we saw Gawain, Tristan, the OG people in there. They asked the world of us. They thought the world of Uther. But now, they poisoned him. They were too afraid to even face him. Cowards. Uther, talk to me. Uther, say something. Please say anything. Just open your eyes. I never let failure stop me. I've kept trying all these thousands of years. Am I doomed to fail here too? Is it not enough? Am I not enough? It is not. Can I not save Britain? Is there no Britain that can be mine? Peace, equality. I never should have tried for either. How dare they? How dare they? I'll never forgive them, ever. I was born in the Britain over 3,000 years ago. I defeated every calamity I faced until today. But I was always hated afterwards, never praised, never loved. Then one day after I awoke from the latest of my many hibernations, I've been forced to hide from the fairies. I finally understood my enemy wasn't just the calamities. It was the fairy of Britain as well. They were pure and innocent in the truest sense. They enjoyed both good and evil things alike without losing either that purity or innocence. They are, at their core, no different than those loathsome humans who drove me from Britain. So I crushed every possible source of malice, vested interests, discrimination, oppression, envy, mockery, all of it. I tore up every weed to prevent malice from taking root, and all were with their knowledge and consent. Maybe not every fairy agreed, but by and large, they understood what I did would create a better future and supported it. But just enough malice remained. A few fairies took one look at the foundation of peace so many had worked so hard to build, and tore it apart because they didn't like it, because they could. I give up. If even all this failed, it's all come to nothing, then I can never believe in people's so-called goodness, nor even understand it. Even if I did, what would be the point? Everything I did, everything I worked for, was just a waste of time. After all the times they betrayed me, I should have known better. But I still clung foolishly to a sliver of hope. And now, because I wasted my time caring about something so utterly absurd, I failed yet again. And now she learned the lesson. Morgan was right. Morgan has to tax them to keep them weak, so they don't rebel against her dominion. Compared to her, where she just tried to love them. If my intent is to keep Britain alive, if that's what I want, then I was a fool to think being its savior was the way to accomplish it. No more. I will find another way, a better way. That's it. I won't deliver the fairy absolution. I won't deliver salvation. Enough of this fairy of paradise being Avalon LaFay. I should have ruled this land from the start, just like Morgan did. Alright, so they were talking about Avalon LaFay, okay. There she is. It's Ask the Agitator. Ask the Agitator's crazy. Capture her alive. The clan heads have ordered that she be made to stand trial. Wait, stop. I'm not Ask. I'm not. But wait. Who am I? What am I? What am I? I heard a fairy screaming in the distance. She wasn't me. She was the one who sold us out to the clan heads. I used my magecraft to erase her memories and make her look like me. Oh, she set someone up. That's crazy. Once again, everyone will believe Ask the Savior is dead. This time, she won't come back. Why concern myself with calamities? I can't be bothered to stop every little act of destruction. I have a more important task to focus on in 400 years before the next great calamity arrives. No way! So, does Ask become Morgan? Is that what he's telling me? He's like, yeah, I try to grant them salvation, but this is how my solution to it all. The turncoat, the tree of emptiness, a needle made on a foreign planet to close the seam in the universe. I already know how it works. It's beautiful design, but that is no consequence to me. Take the rest of the universe for all I care. Celestial sphere, but Britain is mine. I'm going to end this cosmic fantasy and make my own dream come true. No more of this Lostbelt. What if absurdity? I will make my Britain real, if I must stitch it to the fabric of this planet myself. Londinium destroyed, the Savior has no doubt been executed in Salisbury by now. Oh, so that's how it happened. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I respect that story. The best response? Yeah. Hector has already gone his own way. It is only us heading to Orkney. You're right all along, Mash. Our whole pilgrimage was for nothing. What? No, that's not... Please don't look so sad. I've grown used to this. Besides, everything, all of this, even the conversation we're having now, is merely a hypothetical that Tree of Emptiness is creating. It doesn't matter what we do, the Fair Era is going to end, and the era of the High Queen will begin. Because she's the one who will start it. Oh my goodness. Ash's failure was probably inevitable. I just couldn't handle the way things ended. That's all. Ask? Lonium is destroyed, Ask is executed, and the first Tamlin goes to Orkney along with her coffin. That's how the Savior's tale ended in the era of the High Queen you came from. So we need to make sure that's exactly how things turn out, or there'll be paradoxes when you wake up. The Fair Era will last for 400 more years, then in its 12,000th year, the next great calamity will destroy everything, and the era of the High Queen will begin without the Tree of Emptiness. Once the era of the High Queen begins, you will be unable to act as Mash until after the calamity of Norwich in 2019. If you do anything at all as Mash, the world will see you as a paradox from the Fae era and erase you. Now roll on Morgan? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I was like, all it took was that great portrayal. She's like, and turned her back on her old people. You know what? This is how it's supposed to be. I see. So the moment I was set into the Fae era with the water mirror, I was bound to live out the rest of my life in it. Because she was a contradiction when she became known as Mash instead of Galahad. And to get back to the time I came from, I need to be inside a quantum coffin. That's right. Even though we know how ray shifting works, we can't travel through space-time without a coffin. That is probably exactly why Morgan only sends calamities back in time to the Fae era. The Fae era can tolerate a few inconsistencies as long as the era of the High Queen remains intact. Nothing else matters to her. I doubt she cares at all about the suffering the calamities she sends back to the Fae era will cause. Besides, to be perfectly honest, I knew how this was going to turn out. Even if you had never come from the future to make it clear, I've always known the Savior will fail. Huh? So you knew that the Fae era would end and the era of the High Queen would follow it? No, that part I did not know. But by the year you came from after Death 2019, or 4019 in Fae era terms, Britain would already be destroyed. That's what happened in the first Lostbelt Britain, the real one. But I didn't like that, so I came to the Fae era from the future like you. From my perspective, this has always been the second version of this world. Though, now that you're here, I suppose you could call it the third. Or maybe it's just a slightly different take on the second, since we kept the basic chain of events the same. Can I ask you something? Does that mean your real name is Morgan? Oh good, it looks like the Tatra found us a small boat. Come on, let's go, Mash. That is Galahad, first of the Tamlin. That is your name. Now that you are going into the coffin. Said no more contradictions in this world, okay? Have you said your goodbyes to Tatarat? I see. So she made a promise to you. I think I'd better explain something to you, Galahad. When the Fae era transitions into the era of the High Queen, all the information that was added in this new second version of the world will be erased. The era of the High Queen will be a continuation of the events from the original second version. The first and new second version will never have existed. The only thing that will carry over is you, sleeping in this coffin. But then, Habitrot, or Tatarat is from this era, I think. In 400 years, when the era of the High Queen has begun, I don't think even I will remember you. More precisely, I will become the second version of myself once again. So if a fairy were to try and bring memories from this new second version into the era of the High Queen, then the world will perceive that fairy as a foreign element, a being who was never part of the second version, a Fate era. You mean it'll be as though she never existed in this history? So that means Mash can never share this history unless she wants to be erased. I'll do my best to prevent that from happening. As long as no one perceives the contradiction in history, she should still be able to exist. It's no trouble. I already intended to have you forget everything I'm about to tell you for as long as you remain in Britain anyway. Listen to me closely, Galahad. What I'm about to tell you now is for after you wake up from your slumber. If you and Kalia should succeed at exercising Morgan Fairy's Britain, excising, okay? Then the battle that awaits you in the next Lostbelt will be the same as the one I faced. It will be a battle to make peace with your own heart, a battle to understand life itself. As good as your reason to fight have been, you'll lack the will to do so. You may not have been aware of it, but you've been thinking of the power to hurt others, to hurt the world, as something bad. Consequently, you've been running from it. But everyone has the ability to cause harm, and the responsibility that comes with it. It isn't that humans want to do good, they just keep choosing things that they think will give them the best possible future. And there's no right answer in those choices, no matter how many people they may end up saving. Since there are no right answers, you might decide for yourself what to protect, and what you will fight against Galahad. You will come to know many hearts and minds, and all will be different. Some will try to understand, some will refuse to give up. Some will be accepting, some will refuse to succumb to hate. Some will try to shake hurt off, some will refuse to be corrupted or influenced. But no matter how wonderful a person may be, they'll never have a heart free of conflict. Every heart has its battles to fight. Please try to stop running from that. Because when the hole in your heart is filled with a reason to fight, that's all your own. Then Galahad will once again trust you with all of his power. So she's pretty much saying, Mash, once you heal, you'll have Galahad back. No heart is free of conflict, no matter what sort of person you are. That's right. You'll probably have forgotten this by the time you wake, but when the time comes, I will make sure you remember. Though even I can't say whether you become someone different, like I did, or if you'll remain yourself as you continue to grow. This is goodbye. Oh, one final thing. You should know that even if you should meet me after you wake up, I won't know you. I may think of the coffin I left here after you are caught up in the water mirror in Norwich. I may even realize what it all means, but I'm quite sure that the me you meet will then no longer be asked. Thank you so much for everything, Ask. Even if you knew how things were going to turn out, I still think your journey did the name Savior justice. Well, sure. We give it all we had to, haven't we? She's come back because she comes back in September. Morgan? I'd rather have Ask, okay? Ask is Morgan is cool, but like Ask protects you, protects you. Farewell, brave knights of the future, in the light of your achievements. I'll let you in a secret. Actually, I prefer, to be honest, I rather out of between Morgan, Ask, and Castoria, I still prefer to have Castoria out of the three. Ask the Savior isn't my real name. My my mother gave it to me after Orkney was destroyed. My true name is Morgan. Oh goodness! And then just Freezer. Turn the screen black, right? I'm Avalon LaFay, the fairy of paradise who washed up here from the planet's inner sea to save Britain. I'm also King Arthur's arch enemy, the witch who destroyed all of Britain and prophet human history. That is the name of the Lostbelt King who awaits you in the distant future. The one Kalia must defeat. That you must defeat me. The ice. It chills. It's breaking. Like, cue the summoning music, right? Dun, 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 dun. We got SSR? Like, Ash unlocked. Oh, that's nice. She's crying from the truth. Whoa, I've got you, Mash. Is this Orkney? I think I was just told something very important. Are you awake now? You inscribed it on your shield right there. Paragon? Yes, it's me. Welcome back, Mash. For good this time. Right, I'm back. Paragon. I've been on a very, very long journey. There's so many things I want to tell you. There's Sheffield, the Fey Era, and Ash the Savior, the one who sent me back here. Are you gonna tell the truth here? That's kind of dangerous. And so, at long last, she and Paragon were reunited. Finally free from the coffin, he took her in his arms and held her tight. They embraced warmly but quietly, each treasuring the other's presence. Upon seeing the heartwarming and eye-searing sight, I found myself letting out a sigh of relief and disappointment. The mage from the world of humans. A young man upon whom others placed a crushing burden, regardless of how he felt about it. Sure, he isn't perfect. He lied, obfuscated, and made plenty of mistakes. But it was all abundantly clear that he was doing his best to hide his dissatisfaction, no matter how much he tried to cover it up. That's why I couldn't help but come with him all this way. But now I can see he has a true friend, one he really cares about. That's great. It makes sense, really. He would never have made it this far if he hadn't had put his trust in others. Of course, I should have known that he and I were nothing alike. That's everything I experienced here in Britain. To sum up, there have been 2 iterations of the Fairy Era. Ash the Savior has been alive for 6,000 years, and she's also actually Queen Morgan. Okay, so she said it. And while Ash wasn't capable of it, as Queen Morgan, she's able to race shift things. Finally, Ash also referred to herself as the Fairy of Paradise. Does any of that help? Definitely. If nothing else, I now have a pretty good idea as to how the heir of the High Queen, that is, the current heir of Fairy of Britain, came about. You do? I didn't get it at all. My only thought after hearing all that was, I guess Japan ain't the only island nation whose people had nothing better to do than fight each other. Believe me, that's got nothing to do with being islands. It's pretty much the same in Europe. Whatever there are territorial, religious, and or class differences, you're going to get a war. That said, since an island nation obviously doesn't have to worry about invaders as much of its lack of adjoining land, that warfare does inevitably end up being waged around among its own people. But even so, there's something off about this Britain. Sure, it had more than its share of problems like the lack of land, lack of humans, and a different ethnic group taking up residence in the form of northern fairies. But even so, they should have been able to put aside their differences and come together as a nation sooner. And yet, it sounds like there was no end of the war during the Fey era. No matter how many times the series smoothed things over, there's always conflict. Did you know what the cause of that constant discord was, Paragon? The calamities? Sorry, but no. Those are definitely one of the main triggers, but there's still a deeper issue at play. That's right, the Fairy of Paradise, Avalon LaFay. In addition to the clan's turf war, their main dispute was what to do about her. Their opinions were split right down the middle. But before we get into that, I think we better clear up what exactly the Fairy of Paradise is. Isn't that right, Alteria? Go on then. There's like, tell him you are indeed the Fairy of Paradise. It's about time you told them the duty you've known about. The duty you were given when you were born. Easy, Grimmer. You don't have to be that hard on her. Actually, no. I'll just keep my silence. You mean I didn't tell you already? That's weird. Guess it slipped my mind. Okay, I can't tell you now. I can tell you now then. It's not like it's any big secret after all. As you probably guessed from the name, the Fairy of Paradise is a fairy that was sent here from Avalon, the planet's inner sea. The duty part though, that's a little vague. When I was born, I heard a voice telling me, venture into Britain and right its wrongs. That's it. That's all I got. I think it must have been the same for my predecessor, the Fairy of the Lake. Apparently, the Fairy of Paradise is a star seed that washed up on Earth's surface from paradise. If she's lucky enough to take root on the surface, she then becomes an infant of sorts. And keeps growing like a human until she reaches her mature form. It was kind of like Melusine, you know how Aurora pulled Melusine from the mud. So she's kind of like Alteria's like a seed that kept growing. Most fairies seem to either love her or hate her for that. Morgan must have been a star seed when she washed up in Orkney all those years ago. The Rain Clan leader then raised her as her daughter, which ultimately led to Orkney being destroyed. In my case, I'm guessing I first washed up in the Lake District, after which the Mirror Clan leader threw me out to sea. It was probably sheer luck that the fairies of the time ago found and rescued me. So the clans saw the Fairy of Paradise as their enemy. Well, yes, but not all of them. If nothing else, the head of the Rain clan raised Morgan like she was her own daughter. Though, that also led to the other clans putting aside their differences just to wipe them out. It's the upper class fairies with the most prominent bloodlines who most hate and fear the fairy of paradise. And that's because it's like socialism, isn't it? They don't want her to form a new clan. Huh. I don't think that's it. We already got the King clan coming in to kind of replace the Rain clan after all. Seeing how they've been clan changeovers before, I guess it takes more to inspire that kind of hatred. Right on. Remember what we said about outsiders before. That's right. Fairy of Paradise may be a fairy, but she's not a British fairy. So that's some fairyism going on in here. As far as the clans are concerned, both Morgan and Alteria are invaders from a foreign land. Well, more specifically, they see them as the Isle's rightful heirs. The Rain clan heard the voice of Paradise and decided to follow the Fairy of Paradise. They believed Morgan was truly meant to be the Isle's king. For them, the pilgrimage was probably a ritual meant to return Britain to its rightful king. But the other clans, Wind, Earth, Fang, and Wind, refused to accept that. Instead, they all banded together to destroy the Rain clan and their hometown of Orkney. All because she wasn't British. A starseed. Right, that's the fall of Orkney that took place in the Fate era 4000. But the Fairy of Paradise survived the attack and began a journey to save Britain under the name Ask. Yep, that was probably the key point. How do you mean? Let's go over the whole timeline briefly to make sure we're all on the same page. I hope you don't mind, Alteria, but it'll make things easier for us if we use the BC method of counting. (12,000 BC). We're about to get the whole recap here in case anyone got lost. The British Lostbelt, a world comprised solely of fairies, come into existence. 11,000 BC. This is probably when the first Great Calamity struck. 6,000 BC. The Britain's landmass grows out as far as what we call Scotland. The Southern Fairy encounters the Northern Fairies, who had been living off the woods formed on Ombilion's remains, and the War of Spring begins. After the war, the Rain clan and Mary clan built their own kingdoms, where the war was fought. 4,000 BC. The Fairy of Paradise washes up by Orkney, which is summarily destroyed by the Clan Alliance. (2000 BC). The Northern Fairies arrive on British soil, once again from Ireland to the west. This leads to the War of Summer, which would have wiped out the clans if Ask hadn't stepped in to broker peace. The Northern Fairies are then welcomed into Britain as new clan, the King clan. 400 BC, the War of Autumn. The Round Table, a group of humans and human sympathizers, began an armed uprising in the name of peaceful coexistence. It leads to Uther, a human king, being recognized by the clans as the first king of Britain. But then, in Londinium, on the day of Uther's coronation, a group of insurrectionists destroy the Round Table. Uther is poisoned, Ask is executed. Quote unquote, Ask is executed, and the savior is never seen in Britain again. And finally, we come to 1 BC. The year Great Calamity wipes out most of the fairies in Britain and puts an end to the Fae era. So that's when Morgan, or Ask, actually calls upon the true Calamity and puts everyone in check. That's a rough timeline of the major events of the Fae era, based on all the information we have so far. So, what's the point you mentioned? What else? The point where the timeline diverges into a first and single in the second version. In the first version, the original timeline, the Fairy of Paradise must have been killed in Orkney during the massacre in 4000 BC. In that timeline, Britain experienced a number of catastrophes, and in 1 BC ultimately became a completely dead wasteland. There may still have been a few straggler survivors, but the land would never again gain the numbers it needed to flourish as a seed. I'd guess that for the next 2,000 years or so, it became a vast wasteland where lower class fairies were just barely able to eke out a subsistence level existence, with nothing in the way of civilization. But the Fairy of Paradise survives the attack in 4000 BC, then we get Fairy Britain we know now, huh? Gotcha. So she really is protecting Britain, at least technically. That's right. Over 90% of the fairy population was wiped out by the Great Calamity of 1 BC. That's when the debt they incurred at Londinium finally caught up to them. It all happened on an unprecedented scale. There was the Calamity of the Beasts, which devoured the fairy cities, and the Calamity of the Flame, which razed everything to the ground. According to the first Grimoire notes, those are the two calamities that ended the British Lostbelt. However, we still don't know how she did it, but it was after that all went down that Morgan began a new era. Morgan was like, you know what? My guess is, Morgan probably struck a deal with Cernunnos. Like, hey, that Britain over there has a lot of people we can eat. Let's mess him up and make me ruler. You get all these, I free you from this pit, and you get to eat all those people. It's like, we can start some real calamities over here. Way off? That's not it? It's like, you can only dream, right? It's like, because I've never, Cernunnos was like a friendly guy with the 6 fairies, and then they helped him out, made some land, and then he went to sleep. But that's how it was originally. He wants to use a spell powerful enough to wither the whole dang Tree of Emptiness. That was when she stopped the British Lostbelt from ending there and revived it as Fairy Britain. I see, so she just destroyed the tree. Okay. Well, that's her theory. Yep, when she did, the fairies who nearly been driven to extinction came back as their next generation successors. And just a few moments later, things were back to normal, with the clans at each other's throats again. That was when an invader appeared, one that had all the fairies quaking in their boots. He came for Orkney, Britain's long-forgotten north, and storms came with her. Storms came with her, okay. Once again, the fairy banded together to try and kill her, but she was far stronger than all of them combined. Oh, is this the power of Castoria? And so the invader dominated all of Britain's fairies herself, and built the castle of Camelot beside the pit as the sign of dominance. Okay, never mind. This is actual Ash/Morgan right here. The invader was Morgan, and the war her invasion began was the War of Winter. It's the event that ushered in the first year of the era of the High Queen, or 1 AD, in proper human history. Okay, so I see how she did it. She used the power to wither the tree, started killing the fairies, well, consequently, because the tree was withered, and then brought them back up to life. That's how she did it. So what? However, she might have ended up here. Up there, Morgan's still a threat to proper human history. It must be stopped. So is another fairy of paradise like her. You're the only one who can defeat her and return Britain to the way it should be. Right, I guess so. So what do you think, Mash? You want to fight Morgan? I did think of Queen Morgan as a friend. But I'm still willing to fight her. I promised Bogart, Rob, Wag, Winky, and so many others that I would save the fairies of Britain. I can't believe she had the audacity to mention Bogart. Oh goodness. I will try talking to her first, of course. But if she won't listen, fighting is our only option. Then I won't hold back. I may be asked to save his friend, but I'm not one of the Queen Morgan's knights. Right, of course. Man, she's so responsible. Are you done talking now? Then hurry up and ring the bell so we can get back to the Britain already. I don't know about you guys, but I've had enough of this cold. Plus, the others are probably worried about us. That's right, Habitrot is here too, Mash. Oh no, that's Tatarot, not Habitrot. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. Habitrot, was it? You must be one of the fairies who've been helping Paragon out on his journey here. It's a pleasure to meet you. Thanks, but you really don't have to be so formal. I'm just kind of along for the ride. Huh? Habitrot? What's there to say? This is how it is. I mean, when did I say she and I were friends, or even acquaintances? I'm just a guy, that's all. And now that's my job. That my job's done, I can go back to taking it easy. Huh? I mean, sure, you just did kind of show up out of nowhere. And even though you've been great about keeping Paragon spirits up, we never did learn much about you. So why did you do all this? And how do you already know Grimir? Well, that he and I met here a long time ago, right? Grimir, this is all part of your plan, wasn't it? Yeah, I guess so. I probably did plan all this. Nice job, Habitrot. Now everything's wrapped up nice and neat. But right here, Mash can never call her Tatarot because that would be a contradiction, I think. If I'm interpreting that correctly. See? Might just be weak, lower class fairy, but I'm worried about Fairy Britain too. Now, go on and ring the bell, Child of Prophecy. Once you do that, you'll finally be on the ground level with Morgan. On level ground with Morgan. Alright. I'm still not entirely sure what's going on, but I can't say no to those eyes. Song of Paradise. Voice of the Inner Sea. You who were born to be selected to decide the fate of this land and to see justice done. The bells of the bones of Inception shall show you the way. Forgive us these sins. Man, going back was way easier than getting there because we put all those ghosts to rest. And I take it we're headed to Edinburgh next, like we discussed in Orkney. Yep, we gotta go talk to Maeve. Last time she wouldn't even give us the time of day. But now Altair's the leader of the Round Table army. and she's rung 4 of the bells of pilgrimage. Between that and the fact that she and Maeve are old friends, she should be more than willing to negotiate with us. Right, Alteria? Huh? Wait, are we at the Ashen Shore? Something on your mind? Oh, I see. We already made it back. I guess I zoned out. So, did the bell ring like it's supposed to? Am I any different now? Don't worry. The bell rang nice and loud, and your spirit origin is definitely stronger. You still, oh, hold on. You might still be no match for Morgan, but no ordinary fairy stands a chance against you anymore. Yup, Maeve shouldn't have any issues with forming an alliance with us now. I mean, she's like, she got easily mop the floor with any of the Tam Linden with that statement. That includes, wait, he said ordinary though, right? I guess Melusine is technically not ordinary. But let's march right up to Edinburgh and get this anti-Queen coalition underway. An anti-Queen coalition, huh? True, if Maeve were willing to join us, we'd have enough of an army to give us a fighting chance. But Queen Morgan's been protecting Britain all on her own for 2,000 years, right? I honestly don't know if I can even look someone so amazing in the eye. I really hope I can do this. Is that doubt I hear? He can sense the doubt just by looking at someone. I see the doubt here. Okay. Double locked. Lock into another lock. We're at the lake. Alright. So let's go ahead. Let's do a multi real quick. I'm gonna do one. Put this half and half. I'm gonna do one for dang, she's still here, which is impressive. Let's go here. For Porteno. Porteno. Let's go in there. Now skip? No, we gotta see. No skip game. We see it to the end. It's only one multi, so it's not bad. So we already got the 4-star CE. Let's see what else comes out of it. Two 4-star CEs. Oh, what do we have here? Wait, what? Oh, okay. Yeah, what's this? It's foreign, mysterious. We got a lot of casters though. We might have to try again. We might have to try again. We try one more. Do you want to try again? I gotta think about that. Do I want to try again? When did she go? Did she go away this week or next week? I have to check. There are 2 4-stars in the gate. Okay. Okay, we run it back one more time. What did she do? Wow, they gave us another foreigner. Let me see. What does she do exactly? Effect increasing that apply, special apply, sniff single damage, single target. Oh, okay. Oh, she actually she recycles too. That's pretty cool. And restore your MP gauge. But she's only single target recycle. So there's a bunch of boss rushes. She's good for single target. Koyanskaya farming type of deal. Okay. I see. Let's do a friendship point something real quick. Alright, we got Mata Ahari. That's good luck. Let's go in here. Send it. Go. Oh, we got something. Ooh, that's nice artwork. Nice, we got what we wanted. We're out. We're done with the gate. Let's get out of here. Time to pack it up. Alright, I'm gonna build her up as best as I can. And she'll be used next stream as well, so we're gonna build her up. Thank you, thank you. Good thing we win again, right? This game, I see it's throwing a lot of caster cards. Yeah, I see a lot of that coming out. Wow, there's a lot of definitely not a mineral. Alright, here we go. Let's see what we have here.
私のトラマカ好きなら当然ですね。サーバントテノチティトラン。今回は名をかぶる必要がないので、初めから本来の名前で来ました。偽名では届け出が出せませんしね。なぜムーンキャンサーなの
Oh, a moon cancer, okay. This is my first moon cancer, I think.
私の逸話
No, wait.
忘れ
I
ない
have
で
art
くだ
card.
さい
I have art card. Never mind. My second one.
世界で最も美しい水上都市月の湖ですよ
Very nice. Alright, let's level her up. And we'll use her at next stream too. Oh, you saw? she's like, oh, she's like, is my 100 battery a joke to you? It's like, no, you're great too, you're great too. Alright, let's go here. Is this the right? Alright, let's do this right here. Let's go by acquisition. We have... Those are my own... Okay, yeah, probably better. Homecaster filter gold. The side, and that's definitely the side eye too. You're like you forgot what I do, who I am. I'm here. Like, yo, you're right, you're there. All right, let's throw these foes in there. I have plenty of foe in the box probably.
次のよ
Let's go grab the foe in the box.
そろそろクエ
Foe is located over here. Alright, that should be plenty of foe right there. Good luck. Thanks. Oh wait, I already got it. I already got it, D. Already got... Go here. The luck was indeed utilized. Alright, let's grab this too. We're just gonna get her up to at least 777s at least.
潤いが増してきました
Actually, this one I could just auto throw it in there. Throw all that in there. That clear out the box.
潤いが増してきま 次
Now we'll get to actual cards. And we have no shortage of cards either. We have a lot of cards.
レベルアップですね 潤いが増してきました
And then we'll send her as well.
現代風に上品にまとめてみました郷に行っては郷に従えでしたっけ似合いすぎて目がくらみましたか泳いでばかりがバカンスではありませんよ
They did a really good job with her hair too. I like the blue streaks. That was a good job.
次の予定は決まっていますか他のサーバントに目移りしないでくださいね
Whoever drew that, good job. It has 2 units since she came from Lostbelt 7. Very popular.
次はどんな私になるか楽しみです。せっかく砂漠なのですからエキゾチックな衣装もいいですね。褐色の肌にシルクのベール、ますます魅力的になってしまいますね。潤いが増してきま。
Oh, they said no. I have plenty of those servant XP cards. Hold on, let me grab. Actually, let me put this filter and grab the XP. It's time to grab the XP cards. I'm kind of scared of grabbing the foe though. Hold on, I'll check the foe. All right, we'll grab everything else. All right, make sure. Oh, yeah, it looks good. Yep, let's just grab everything else. There you go. Good thing you guys showed me that app. So otherwise this would not have been possible. Oh my goodness. I've been like, yo guys, I only have 200k QP. Send help. Like, oh my goodness.
何を驚いているのです？これは月の清掃にして絶対的な支配者の証。そう、誰もが羨むムーンバニーフォームです。ジャンプ力は2倍に、孤独耐久力は半分に、新刊に求める貢献度は3倍になっています。
Be like, I need to talk to the queen again.
なりましたか？なりましたね。ではこちらの書類に記入を。移転届です。もう逃がしませんから覚悟してくださいね。
That's nice that ask like in the I was like, you know what, I'll give you a small loan, and not even a loan. Here's a 100 million QP, and I used that QP on her daughter too, her pretender. I still remember that stream.
レベルアップですね。より良いバカンスを約束します。
So she'll be proud about that one. She's like, oh, you used it for Tristan? That's okay.
レベルアップです。
It's like QP well spent.
「今回の都市開発はここまでですね。バカンス中に新しい可能性を見つけるなんてさすが私です。まあこの姿に一番驚いたのは私なのですが、月の湖の精霊がウサギになるなんてアステカの神話にもありません。ところで昨今はリモート自宅作業が根付いているとか。会社勤めをしながら自宅にいられるというのはいいことです。ずっとこうしていられますね。
She came out after COVID. There you go. You can actually like see what time period she came out of. Reference to COVID.
潤いが増してきました。潤いが増してきました。
Alright, now let's see what type of... I don't think we'll hit any roadblocks here, but we'll check. Right, Moon Cancer. Right off the bat, yes we do. Alright, how about here? Everywhere. Okay. I'll do this offline. I'll do this offline because the menuing takes quite a while. Because I gotta do it. I'll do this offline. But with that being said, that brings us to the end of the stream. I appreciate all stopping by, and hopefully see you next time. Adios. Bye bye. We're out of here. Will do.